Hey everyone, Tristan back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing and talking about the Audioquest Nighthawk headphones, which you see right here. Recently picked these up. They retail for about $600, and the reason why I got these is because I really like headphones that are really smooth and have very smooth highs, not harsh highs at all. The way that my hearing is, I really don't like headphones that have harsh highs at all. So a lot of headphones don't work for me because I don't like headphones that have harsh treble. So anytime I hear about headphones that are supposed to be like real smooth sounding and all that, my ears, so to speak, kind of perk up, and I get interested in them. So I went ahead and purchased these sort of on a whim based on what I heard about the sound signature of these, and I have to say that I'm pretty impressed with them so far, especially for the price. They perform almost like headphones that are priced higher, believe it or not, and I'm pleasantly surprised because I wasn't really expecting much from these at all. So first let me talk a little bit about the build quality. These are them here, and as you can see they look like wood, but actually Audioquest has developed something called liquid wood. So they're actually able to make a liquid and mold these. I think it's a mixture of sort of powdered wood probably and resin. And so they're actually able to sort of conform these ear cups how they like them, both on the outside as well as on the inside. So they're actually kind of textured on the inside to optimize for the sound that they're looking for and for the drivers and all that. Then you'll also notice that the ear cup has the sort of suspension piece right here, which actually sort of acoustically decouples it from the hardware of the headphone, the mounting of the headphone. So hopefully you can kind of see that here. That also makes them quite comfortable to wear too, because they're sort of self-adjusting when you put them on. And then also you've got the sort of headband here, which is self-adjusting too, very much like the AKG 702s or any other headphones that sort of have that sort of self-adjusting sort of mechanism on there. So there's no adjustments or anything like that. You just put them on your head, and they're very, very comfortable. They're also quite light too. I own the Odyssey LCD3s, and these are much lighter and much more comfortable to wear than those. There's also a lot of other technology in here that's sort of new that Audioquest has developed and patented. I'm not going to get too technical in this video, but one of them is this piece here, this sort of grill is 3D printed and very, very fine mesh and pattern on that to sort of dissipate the sound. And these are sort of semi-open, semi-closed headphones, so they're sort of a hybrid in that respect. They're not fully closed, but they're also not totally fully open. The soundstage on them, I think, is much like a planar magnetic headphone. I would say the soundstage is sort of equivalent to an Odyssey headphone, although these don't use planar magnetic drivers. These use a more traditional driver. But let me show you the box and packaging that it comes in. It's got a cool design. So this is the outer box here, and then you've got the sort of information about some of their technologies on the back. It talks about some of the new stuff, like the driver. They call it a pistonic driver with a biocellulose diaphragm and compliant rubber surround. And then patented split gap motor dramatically reduces intermodulation distortion. So those are just some of the few things that they've developed with these headphones. And then you also get a this is actually the box that it comes in, but it also serves as the case too. So the headphones go in here. You've got a little strap for the cables and stuff like that, a little pocket here, and you've got your instructions here. So it doesn't actually come in a box. It just comes in this with the paper wrapped around it. I don't think this is real leather, but it sort of feels like real leather, and it's got a nice handle here. Very nice packaging in case, I must say. Really a good way to store them, and also a good way to transport your headphones as well. It also comes with two cables. The first one is the one that I have installed here, and the one that you're going to want to use most of the time. Both cables are terminated in a mini jack, but it also comes with a 1/4-inch adapter that you put on here too to plug into your 1/4-inch. Unfortunately, it does not come with a balanced cable, but hopefully they'll come out with that, because I am anxious to sort of hear how these sound with a balanced connector. Then the other cable that comes with is sort of a secondary cable. This is more of a travel cable. I have to say that this one feels real thin and flimsy, but from some of the things that I've read on the forums, Audioquest has said that this cable is the one that you want to use when you travel, because this cable is more durable and it's just more flexible and more durable than the other cable. Although it probably won't sound as good with these, because this cable is extremely thin. Now, speaking of the sound of these, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. They've got a very smooth sound signature that I would have to kind of characterize as an Odyssey type sound. But at the same time, these are a lot lighter than Odyssey's, and also cheaper in cost as well. Basically, in terms of the overall sound signature of these, I think I would basically put them between an Odyssey LCD2 and an Odyssey LCD3. I can really only compare these to headphones that I've owned and that I'm real familiar with, and those are two that I have or do own and are quite familiar with. The sound signature on these Audioquest Nighthawks is definitely a smooth one and almost like a tube-like sound. The bass is quite strong, and the upper sort of bass and lower mid-range almost sort of interfere with each other in a way. They're not very super well articulated in that respect. Also, it has a bit of a U-shape frequency response. So you can actually listen to these headphones for a very long period of time without any fatigue whatsoever. Number one, because they're so comfortable when you're wearing them, and number two, just because of the sound signature, the highs just don't fatigue your listening hardly at all. I've tried these both amped and unamped, and they sound pretty good both ways. Of course, you know, amped, they're going to sound a bit better. The amps that I've tried is the Oppo HA1 desktop amplifier and DAC. I've also tried these with my Centrons Hi-Fi Mate portably, which is right here. And then I've tried them directly out from my iPhone 6. And they sound pretty good all three ways. You know, of course, amped, they're going to sound a little bit better and more detailed. But even directly out of the iPhone, they sound surprisingly great. So I think for Audioquest's first effort into headphones, they've done a really good job with these. The ear pads, I believe, are protein leather, and they're nice and plush, and the hole where your ear goes is just the perfect size to fit over your ears without actually pressing in on the ear. So, you know, they are very comfortable to wear, and as you can see, they also look pretty cool too when they're on. They're not super duper bulky or whatever. The drivers, I believe, are a 50mm driver, so, you know, a good sized driver. And these do have plenty of bass impact. I wouldn't necessarily call them 100% bass head headphones, but they do definitely have a very good bass impact, I have to say. Probably even more of a bass impact than my Odyssey headphones, like the LCD3s. Now, all this being said, I have to say I do have some differences with the Audioquest company, because this is a company that markets and makes $2,800 HDMI cables and $350 or $380 Ethernet cables, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, anyone who knows anything about digital signals will be able to tell you that there's not going to be any perceived or measured difference by buying a $2,800 HDMI cable. I mean, come on, that is just ridiculous. So for that reason, I almost don't trust Audioquest as a company, or their engineering, or their marketing. So I have to say that. I think I would be remiss if I didn't say that in this video. But that being said, I'm quite impressed with these headphones. And I think the main reason for that is because they look cool, they're very comfortable, and the sound signature of them really matches what I like in headphones. And that is a smooth, maybe some would say a little bit of a darker signature to my headphones. These headphones aren't quite as detailed as, say, the Odyssey LCD3s. However, at under half the cost of what the Odysseys cost, I think these are a pretty good bet for about $600. Yeah, you're not going to get quite as much detail out of them as you are going to get out of an Odyssey LCD3, but on the other hand, they're more comfortable to wear, and I think they look even cooler. The impedance of these are 25 ohms, so I think they work relatively well directly out of like an iPhone. I actually wish they were a little bit higher impedance, maybe like a 50 ohm or something like that. They might work a little bit better with headphone amps and stuff in that respect. So this has been my quick look and review of the Audioquest Nighthawk headphones. I have to say that I'm pretty impressed with them for the price point. Certainly you could get more detailed headphones for this price, or if you want to spend a little bit more money. But if you like a smoother, darker sound signature, I'm not sure you can find a better headphone in this price point for that kind of sound signature. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them, and thanks for watching. See you in my next video.